Hi, my name's Jenny Fay from Top Sales Coaching, and I'm taking bite-sized examples to help build the skills of sales leaders. This one's about difficult staff that don't do what you ask them to do. I'm using a real example from when I first became a manager in Japan many years ago and found a particular staff member frustrating. I'll call this person Jock. Jock was Scottish, had a great sense of humour, and was popular. His difficult rebel side came out with managers or anyone who seemed to him to represent authority. He could be really stubborn, and it often seemed that he was being disagreeable just for the sake of showing that he wouldn't be told what to do. The company Jock and I worked for was an English conversation school. There were 500,000 students that paid for the company branded lessons that were used in over 600 schools throughout Japan. Each lesson had a grammatical point, but the lesson plans followed a sequence of speaking activities and role plays to get the students using the grammar rather than learning the grammar. The assumption was that Japanese students already learned English grammar really well at school, so the company marketed our lessons as a chance to hear and use that English with native speakers. The lesson plans made it easy for instructors by laying out all the activities, but also allowed flexibility in how they use the activities with different students. Jock, however, took that flexibility way off script and started detouring into long grammatical explanations. My eyes would glaze over, and I imagine the students doing the same. They liked Jock, and I thought they would have been too polite to say anything. One day in a feedback session, I reminded Jock. In other words, I told him to follow the speaking activities in the lesson plans and not detour into grammar explanations. He promptly ignored me and went on with his long grammar explanations. I went home frustrated and emailed my lecturer in Australia. At the time, I was doing a master's subject about people management. My email complained about Jock ignoring my perfectly reasonable request to follow the company lesson plans. I was expecting the lecturer to be on my side, sympathise with me, and give me some management ideas to get him to do what he was supposed to do. Instead, she replied with, "So, why should he? What's in it for him?" In time, her questions helped me learn, but they were pretty harsh at a time I was looking for support. Soon after that, I conducted a survey with students to ask them what style of lessons they enjoyed. It came out quite clearly that they wanted the speaking opportunities and the lesson style that the company promoted, not grammar lessons. I resisted the temptation to say I told you so, but I did show Jock the student survey comments. He immediately stopped hammering grammar in his lessons. His reaction to the survey comments showed me what motivated Jock. The answer to my lecturer's question, what's in it for him, was helping our students and making them happy, not making me or the company happy. If I'd communicated better in the start by asking Jock why he was teaching extra grammar, I would have better understood his motivations and showed that I was interested in his thoughts. I think it's likely we would have agreed to disagree because I believed in the company lesson structure. Jock obviously had some reasons for believing that students needed grammar explanations. I'm not sure what they were because I didn't ask why. Following directives or company guidelines wasn't a reason for Jock to stop teaching grammar in his lessons. But finding a way for him to get honest feedback directly from students and convince him that the lesson structure worked may have been. The end point was that we both cared that the students got value from their lessons. We could have negotiated a way to make sure this happened that kept us both happy. I use this example to illustrate the challenges of people management, but also the pitfalls of telling someone what they should be doing before communicating openly and asking them why they are doing something in a certain way. First, listen, try to understand, empower and motivate rather than control. That doesn't mean you pander to someone who chooses to do something differently or put up with rubbish behaviour that hurts you in the business. The whys can be positive and successful discussions. They could also lead to the difficult conversations about what's negotiable and whether that person's suitable to the business. Jock overall was good for the business, even if he did drive me crazy sometimes. Jock's just one example of behaviour that got under my skin. Us humans are all different. You may have staff that wind you up by always being late, ones that are negative, ones that talk too much or gossip. Don't ignore or let frustrations build. Communicate openly, and before reacting to frustrations, start by questioning why. Learn how to coach rather than tell. For questions or to vent about staff members that drive you crazy, please visit my website at topsalescoaching.au. Thank you.